Hey guys, it's me, Seren, back with another video. I have one curl that's like growing out. It's like sticking out like a unicorn horn, and it's casting a shadow on my face. I'm like, what? I'm like, what is that? What is that on my face? Anyways, so, oh goodness. So this is gonna be my video that I've been saying I wanted to make on impact versus intent. And this is something I've found myself thinking about a lot that I've wanted to make this video on for a while because I feel like people for the most part, especially in terms of like social justice and like activism and like all this stuff, fall into two camps, like the impact camp or the intent camp. So you have the camp that feels like intent is like the most important thing regardless of the outcome. And then you have the camp that feels like the impact is the most important thing regardless of the intent. Me personally, especially as like time has been going on in terms of a lot of the activism and the protest work that I've been doing in like my life, I feel like the impact of someone's actions is more important than the intent of someone's actions. And it's kind of a funny thing because in, like a criminal court of law, like Law and Order, criminal intent, right? Like in a criminal court of law, intent is like a huge deal, right? Like, did you mean to kill that person? Did you kill them by mistake? Was it a crime of passion? Was it manslaughter? Was it murder? Did you deliberately plan out, I'm going to go home, I'm going to change my clothes, I'm going to get this knife, I'm going to go to this person's house, and I'm going to stab them. I have all the intent in the world of stabbing them. Or, was it an accident, But all the legalities aside, like I'm not really talking necessarily about legalities right now, just in terms of like mindsets and mind states, I guess. I feel like impact is more important than intent because as the saying goes, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And I think you have a lot of people that feel like their hearts are in the right place and they feel like, they're well-intentioned. And this conversation, I feel like comes up a lot when we're talking about allies and people that are trying to be allies. And I already have a video on how to be a white ally. Don't, but you have people that are like, well, I just want to learn, or I have the best intentions, or I'm just trying to do this, or I'm just trying to do that. And it's like, yeah, but your intentions really don't mean shit if the impact is harmful, right? Like impact greater than sign intent. If your impact is harmful, I feel like if your impact is harmful, why does your intent matter? It's not like your intent, and again, I'm not talking about in terms of like legalities, but just in terms of like mindsets, and especially in terms of protest work, activism work, social justice, and things like that. If your impact is harmful, why does it matter what the intent is? And generally, especially when I've been having these conversations with people on the internet and in real life, I was talking to someone about it that I was sitting next to in a bar. Like, I find that now I said that like people fall into two camps, right? I find that for the most part, white people fall into the intent camp and Black people fall into the impact camp. And non-Black people of color are pretty evenly split because 9 times out of 10, non-Black people of color, for example, are the ones that want to argue with you about like the N-word. Like, oh, well, but like, I don't mean it in a certain way, but white people do that too. Like, well, I don't mean it in a certain way. Like, my intentions are not to be racist when I say it. Why can't I say it? And it's like, well, because the impact of you using the word is like still offensive. The impact of you using the word is still harmful. And this is also the same thing we're talking about when we talk about hipster racism, when we talk about action versus awareness. What I talked about in my Adele video when Adele won Album of the Year, and she went up there and she said, what the fuck does Beyonce have to do to win Album of the Year? So you have the awareness, but you're still not taking the action. Like, you're still not, for Adele, it's like you didn't give the award back. You didn't call Beyonce up on the stage and give her the award. You're still doing it. You have the awareness, but your actions are not matching up with your awareness, but you feel like the awareness is just enough. Hipster racism. Oh, wouldn't it be I was talking to a friend of mine, Kate. Hi, Kate, if you see this. And she was telling me about how these white people were like cracking these racist jokes. And then one of them said, oh, wouldn't it be racist if we like really meant this? If we like really meant this stuff? And Kate turned around and was like, it's still racist. Kate's black, by the way, because y'all know we always talk about like Kate and Katie as like white girls. Kate's black. Let me like clarify that. And Kate said that she turned around and she was like, it's still racist. Like y'all are cracking racist jokes. It's still racist. Your awareness of the fact that it's racist does not like somehow outweigh your actions. Like action greater than sign awareness. Impact greater than sign intent, you know, and again, 9 times out of 10, it's like white people almost always fall in the intent camp. Well, my intentions are what should matter, you know? And I'm like, no, if I step on somebody's foot and I break their fucking toe, right? I should apologize. Their toe is broken. It doesn't matter if I meant it. It doesn't matter if I didn't mean it. You know, if it was on purpose, if it was an accident. At the end of the day, I did it. Like, I did it. It's my responsibility. If you accidentally kill somebody, you're still going to go to jail. Like, maybe you're not going to get, like, a super long sentence because it wasn't murder. Like, the intent wasn't there. But you're still going to go to jail because you still killed somebody. If I step on your foot and I break your toe, I still need to apologize. As you're jumping up and down, screaming and yelling and hobbling in pain, like, I'm kind of an asshole if I'd be like, well, I didn't mean to break your toe, and I think you're taking it way too seriously because my intentions were good. You're like, okay, but bitch, the impact of you stepping on my motherfucking foot was that you broke my toe. Like, can you at least apologize? Can you take me to the hospital, my nigga? Like, can you help me out? But again, and again, especially white people, they're like really self-righteous and they really feel like their intentions are the most important thing. Like that's the most important thing to them. It's like, well, my intentions and my feelings, regardless of what I said, did to you, how it made you feel, how it impacted your life, you know, what happened, my feelings and my intentions are all that matters. And we were having a conversation about this on Twitter when the whole Pepsi thing was going on, because a white person, always white person, hopped in my mentions, wanted to talk about it, talking about intent. This is the white person. I just was pointing out that Pepsi wanted to put out a good message, but they failed, which, as I talked about in my Pepsi video, I don't agree that, I feel like that was corporate warfare. Like, I don't feel like it was strictly just to put out a good message, but just was pointing out that Pepsi wanted to put out a good message, but they failed. And somebody replied, intent means nothing, however, if the outcome is harmful. That is impact versus intent. If the outcome is harmful, if the impact is harmful, the intent doesn't mean anything. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Intent means nothing, however, if the outcome is harmful. A drunk driver most likely doesn't mean to kill anyone just to get home. But when they crash into another car and kill the occupants, we don't really care about their intent. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. You know? Impact greater than symbol intent. Action greater than symbol intent. If you're aware that you're drunk, you know you're drunk. You know you shouldn't be drunk driving. You get your ass in the car and you take the action of driving home anyway. Your awareness of the fact that you're drunk does not cancel out the action. If you know you're cracking racist jokes, your awareness of the fact that you're cracking motherfucking racist ass jokes does not cancel out the action. The impact of the things that we say and do matters. And I really do feel like it matters more than the intent. And you have people that really believe strongly that the intent is what is most important. And I find myself getting into these conversations with people over and over that really boil down to, you know, intent versus impact, awareness versus action. So I just wanted to make this video because it's something that's really been like swirling around my mind for a while, and I wanted to let you know, guys know what I think about it, and I would love to know what you guys think about it. Do you think that the impact is more important, or do you think the intent is more important? Do you think that the action, the tangible action, I said like 2017, we're going to be talking about action, action, action. Do you feel like the tangible action is more important than the awareness? Like, and again, like I said in my action video, at a certain point, just being aware of what you're doing, what's going on is not enough. You have to be also aware of your actions, of the actions that you are taking, and that also really starts getting into the concept of these like white allies. Because just like I say in my Yes, All White People video, you have to not only be aware of what's going on, the awareness is not enough. Like, you cannot be passive on a moving train. If you are a white person, you are riding on the train of white privilege, of racism, white supremacy. You are not just passive. Like, the train's going somewhere, and it's running over black bodies as it motherfucking goes. So just being aware of the fact that you're on the train is not enough. I need some Snowpiercer revolution going on the fucking train. Like, you have to be aware of the fact that we live in a racist, white supremacist society, that you are racist, that you benefit from that, and actively taking the action to unlearn and dismantle these systems. And again, it's been years now, and it's just really getting to the point where intentions are not enough. Awareness is not enough. We need to start talking and thinking about impact and about actions. And that's how I feel about that. So, of course, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Food for thought as always. These are just some thoughts I've been having. I don't know. There might be some links in the description box. Check and see if there's something in there. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Food for thought as always. See you guys next time. Peace.